Recorded Books presents an unabridged recording of Heartstone by C.J. Sansom, narrated by Stephen Crossley and directed by Erica Jensen.
Part 1. London. Chapter 1. The churchyard was peaceful in the summer afternoon. Twigs and branches lay strewn across the gravel path torn from the trees by the gales which had swept the country in that stormy June of 1545. In London we had escaped lightly, only a few chimney pots gone, but the winds had wreaked havoc in the north. People spoke of hailstones there as large as fists, with the shapes of faces on them. But tales become more dramatic as they spread, as any lawyer knows. I had been in my chambers in Lincoln's Inn all morning, working through some new briefs for cases in the Court of Requests. They would not be heard until autumn now. The Trinity law term had ended early by order of the King in view of the threat of invasion. In recent months I had found myself becoming restless with my paperwork. With a few exceptions, the same cases came up again and again in requests. Landlords wanting to turn tenant farmers off their lands to pasture sheep for the profitable wool trade, or for the same reason trying to appropriate the village commons on which the poor depended. Worthy cases, but always the same. And as I worked, my eyes kept drifting to the letter delivered by a messenger from Hampton Court. It lay on the corner of my desk, a white rectangle with a lump of red sealing wax glinting in the centre. The letter worried me, all the more for its lack of detail. Eventually, unable to keep my thoughts from wandering, I decided to go for a walk. When I left chambers, I saw a flower seller a young woman had got past the Lincoln's Inn gatekeeper. She stood in a corner of Gatehouse Court in a grey dress with a dirty apron, her face framed by a white coif, holding out posies to the passing barristers. As I went by, she called out that she was a widow, her husband dead in the war. I saw she had wallflowers in her basket. They reminded me I had not visited my poor housekeeper's grave for nearly a month, for wallflowers had been Joan's favourite. I asked for a bunch, and she held them out to me with a work-roughened hand. I passed her a halfpenny. She curtsied and thanked me graciously, though her eyes were cold. I walked on, under the great gate and up newly paved Chancery Lane to the little church at the top. As I walked, I chided myself for my discontent, reminding myself that many of my colleagues envied my position as counsel at the Court of Requests, and that I also had the occasional lucrative case put my way by...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?